Men who do not want to take care of your children, which type of food do you eat so that we avoid eating it? Which kind of food do you eat at your early age so that we avoid giving it to our children? Because it is very absurd to find a man who does not want to take care of his children. You know, you don't want to take care of your children. You don't want to pay for them tuition. You don't want to pay for their basic needs. You completely don't want anything to do with them, leave alone anything to do with their mother. Most of you, when you get misunderstandings with your wife, with the mother of your children, you completely forget about the children. You involve the children in your matters, just like as if they are the ones that made the rain to rain, you know? You forget everything about them. You don't want to take care of them just because you have misunderstandings with their mother. You transfer all the anger onto the children. You forget to fulfill your responsibilities as a father. Some of you reach an extent of even, warning the children never to come back to you. That is if you separated with their mother and then you're living in a different place. They are staying home with their mother, or you even, some of you men are shameless. You send away their mother plus the children. You send away the mother and the children to leave the house. You take them packing, and then you want them never to come back to your face. You don't want to see them again. You don't want to take care of them. That is very wrong. It is a coward action. You don't have to do that. You're forgetting these children need you. They need you morally. They need you physically. They need you financially. They need your support in all aspects. They need a father figure in their life. Even if you're not putting up with them, be involved in their life as they grow up. Be involved in their life. Talk to them, encourage them, provide to them for as much as you can. And if you just cannot provide because of reasons you very well know, let them understand. Speak to them. They are your children. You are the reason they are living. Don't neglect them. I have seen children who are moving on streets. They are collecting scrap, metal, They are collecting metal to go and sell so that they get money. I have seen children who are collecting plastics because they need to sell and get money. I have seen children who are eating on streets when they have their both parents. Just because the mother cannot feed them or the mother cannot take care of all of them. So one of them or all of them even could decide to just go and find their way out if the woman or their mother is not so careful and responsible enough to, Would you want to see your child on the streets? Would you feel good if your parents neglected you, abandoned you, and irresponsibly left you there for you to just go on the streets to begin suffering? Would you feel bad if you had such a background? Or you would not. Even if you are poor, even if you cannot provide everything, be there with them. They will understand. Let them understand there is nothing today. And when there is something, they will definitely understand too, because they know you always provide. Stop mistreating the children. Stop torturing them psychologically. Our children are going through a lot just because we as parents have failed to amicably agree on how to raise our children. If the marriage has failed, kindly don't forget about the children. Have a program for the children. Plan for the children. Some of you men are even living with your children under the same roof, but you don't know anything about them because you don't take time to find out what is happening to them. You don't talk to them. You don't share nothing with them. Some of you, your children never even see you. You leave very early, or you leave when they perhaps have left for school, and then you come back home very late and even drunk. Alcohol has consumed you completely. You come back home when you are dead drunk and then you don't have time for them. You are beating up their mother. You are quarreling. What example are you leaving? What example are you giving to the children? Let's stop traumatizing our children, we as parents. Let us stop traumatizing our children. Our children are going through a lot psychologically, but because they are children, there is no way they can express it. They even have no one to talk to about it. They grow up knowing domestic violence is okay. They grow up knowing, because that is what they have grown up seeing all their life. They have grown up seeing mother being battered by their father, and the mother stays there, because she knows if she leaves, probably maybe, she has her reasons of staying. Maybe she knows she does not have parents, or she knows if she goes home, the kids will not have basic education, quality education. They will not get the basic needs. They will not live healthy. She knows the environment where she's going. So maybe she decides to just keep around. Oh, I can keep here, be beaten until my kids grow up. Women go through a whole lot of hell just to make sure they keep with their children and they see their children growing. I respect mothers. Oh, I am a mother. And because of that, I respect my mother. I love her so much, incomparably. I love her a lot. Because I have seen her suffering from day one. For as long as I can remember, I have seen her toil. Some of you have had really humble backgrounds like me. You've never seen your mother, or you've never seen your both parents in a good life. All the time they are hustling. It's never smooth. All the time they are crying. You find them crying silently just because they don't want to traumatize you with their pain. They have a lot of pain in their heart. Their whole heart, their whole body, the whole veins, their whole soul is bleeding silently. They have no one to talk to. Nobody's going to understand them. And they're going through all that because they have you. Perhaps if they didn't have a child, they would move on with their life. But because they love you so much, they sacrifice their life to see you grow. They sacrifice all they have to make sure you live, to make sure they keep around with you, even if they cannot provide for everything, but at least they are there to be with you. They are there in your life. I have seen my mother go through pain, unspeakable things, a whole lot, poverty. Oh my God, I hate poverty because I have wallowed in it with my mother. I have seen her cry. I have seen her wallow. I have seen her struggle. I have seen her push through just to make us proud, to make sure we have food on the table, just to make sure everything is okay with us. I wouldn't want another child to go through that. Oh, this happened to me because I lost my father at an early age. But if you know you are a father and you are there, you still have all the reasons to be in your children's life. What happens now? Just take for instance, you're not in this child's life, and this child is going to grow very well knowing it's the mother who has hustled to make sure they have lived, to make sure they get a life, to make sure they get education. And this child reaches the point of graduation. And then after graduation, you want to be there at the party. You want to be recognized as a father. Really? And most definitely they'll invite you for reasons they know best. Some people are so much forgiving. They have soft hearts. They let go. The fact that you are the father of the child, you will be there. That will never change. But play your role. Don't just be let it just be a title. Don't be there with a title. Play your role. Take care of your children. Children are suffering. They are just being taken care of by concerned citizens, by people who are, oh my God, well-wishers. Your children are not getting good medical care when you are seated in that very good office. You have the money just because you got another woman. So you forget about your children. You forget about your family. You don't want to know anything that concerns them. You don't want to provide. You don't want to go there. You literally don't want anything to do with them. You put all your mind, you concentrate, all your concentration now is focused on this new family you've got, forgetting the other family came first, forgetting you just changed, forgetting they are your children, that is your blood, and you can never change that fact. What will happen if those children grow up and then in your old age, they are the ones to be there for you. They are the ones to take care of you. God could give you long age. You could actually live longer. And then these children grow. They struggle, pass through education, and then they get good paying jobs. And then you are sick, you go to the hospital, you find there your son, you didn't help him, you find there your daughter, you didn't help her, and you need to pay. How would you look at that? Some of you, just because you forget so easily, you've not taken good care of your children. You were not there when they needed you, and now they have grown. You begin being empathetic, you know. You want everyone to know that they are your children. You begin bragging about them. You begin telling everyone how you're now proud of them. You weren't there when they needed you most. Let's learn to do what is required of us appropriately. There is time for everything. When you are up, don't forget people. Help people. Help your family, help your children. I am here to pump or speak sense into men who do not want to take care of their children. It is so paining. It pains to the bone marrow when you know the father of your child is there and he has a little bit of money or even more money to take care of the children, but he abandons the children and leaves them for you. I know there are mothers who are there struggling to make sure they bring up their children when those children definitely have their father. You abandon your marriage. You go with other women. You completely forget about your children just because you had misunderstandings with your woman. Having a misunderstanding with a woman does not stop you from taking care of the children. They weren't involved in your sagas. For crying out loud, they even don't know what happened. And even if they knew, they weren't the cause. You know, they are just children. They need you. You should be there for them. We need to understand that our children need us. They need us in their journey of growth. They need us to be there for them. They need us in all stages. Some mothers cannot really be there. I mean, they can't do everything on their own. You get overwhelmed. You're the one guiding them. You're the one counseling them. You're the one taking care of them. You're the one looking for this. You're the one looking for that. You are the one literally taking care of everything. You get overwhelmed and you end up not doing everything. You cannot possibly do everything on your own. You need someone to be there to help you. And there's no one who is going to abandon their home to come and help you. It definitely has to be you and your husband who is their father, and he's not there. Men, please think. If you know you are not taking care of your children, it's high time you think about it. Children are doing a whole lot of things that they wouldn't be doing just because you are not there. A father is a father. Children respect so much their fathers. When a father is in the house, you feel it. You feel, yes, there is a man in the house. That's why you are a man and I am a woman. You know, be there. Your children cannot get good medical care. Your children are suffering of illnesses. Your children are there looking all malnourished because they cannot get good food. Your children, you even don't know how they sleep. You don't know how they eat. You don't know how they live. Now, some of the men actually decide to abandon the children completely. They cut off communication, and in case anything happens and the woman now wants to connect, wants to communicate to him, there is no way she can reach out to him. That is so bad. It is very absurd. You could think you are doing it to hurt this woman, but in actual sense, you are hurting yourself. You may not realize it right away because you are still up, but don't forget, on your way down, you will still meet people. The world is such a small circle. It is a very small circle. Help one another. Help your children, for crying out loud. That is your blood. Nobody needs to guide you and counsel you over that. It has to be inborn. It is something you just automatically have to do. It is a natural feeling. Why do you make babies if you are not responsible? Why would you separate with a woman and neglect the children? It is so absurd. Go back to your children and amend. Go back and talk to your children. Co-parent. Co-parenting is good. Cooperate with your children. Rather, co-parent with your wife about the children. Keep with your children. Some of you don't know even the schools where your children go to. You don't want to know. Why would you want to know? You don't want to hear anything about the children. You know, I have, on so many occasions, I have seen on graduation days where people give testimonies. People cry so much on graduation day. And you just don't know why they are crying. But for us who have been there, you reflect on all the pains you've gone through in your journey of education. You focus a lot on your journey. You remember, that is the time when you remember who has been there with you, who neglected you. But it pains when other people were there and your own parents weren't there. Kids are resorting to bad characters, bad manners. Some are stealing. They are rotting in jail just because they get themselves there. I mean, that's literally what they can do. They are not guided. They are not counseled. They don't have anything. They have not got education. They are struggling all their life. They lose it. They join peer groups, and that's how their life ends up. You are there irresponsibly seated somewhere, and you call yourself a father. Men speak, and you also sit and speak? Really? Oh, hell no. I'm going to tell you, there is nothing as beautiful as being a role model to your children. Nothing is beautiful as that. Children are a blessing from God. So many people want to have children. People are crying. People are drinking all sorts of medicine so that they could conceive, so that God could bless them with a child, at least one. You have that child another family is crying to have, and you are making that child go through all the unspeakable things. Just because you are irresponsible, you chose that. You chose to be irresponsible. You chose not to love them. You chose not to take care of them. Why would you be so evil? Why would you choose that? It is not late. A parent is always a parent in the life of his or her children. A parent will remain a parent. Go back. Go back. Go back to your children. Your children need you. If you separated with a woman, bring your children closer. Tell them you love them. Be with them. Let them know you are their dad. You know, you are their father. Provide where you can. Take them to school. Pay for their tuition. You know, they have not committed any crime being your children. They have not. Take them to the hospital when they are sick. Buy them clothes. Children are moving around wearing torn clothes, wearing clothes which, oh my God, they are walking barefoot, and they are all, their legs are all full of sores, just because the father is not taking care of them. It's school time. You find a child moving around the whole place. And then when you ask this child, why is your life like, why aren't you at school? There is no tuition. My mother cannot pay for all of us. My mother cannot pay for me. I am just speaking about dads, I don't want to talk about women. I don't want to talk about mothers today. That will come in another video. Because responsibly as a woman, you are also supposed to carry on. If the man is not there, devise means, I know it gets overwhelming and you just cannot do everything on your own. No. So men, learn to take responsibility. Stop fearing responsibility. Once the child is born, you don't want to hear anything from there. Or you keep with the children, then after some time, you don't completely want to take care of them. And by the way, I'm just speaking about men who are not living with their children. But there are men who are living under the same roof with their children, but they choose not to take care of them. They don't take care of them. The woman has to look for money for food. The woman has to look for money for rent if they're renting. The woman has to look for money for everything for the children. And the man is there. What makes you a man? What really makes you a man? Let's wake up. How do you want your life to be? Let's be responsible. Responsibility is important. It's very paramount in everyone's life. Learn to be responsible. It costs nothing, but gives you a whole lot of dignity. Be responsible. Go out and look for a job. If you feel you don't have a job to pay or to take care of your family, look for anything you could possibly do. Stop undermining work. You look at some work and you're like, I can never do that. But you don't have you have nothing. There is no way you could earn a living if you are despising other jobs and yet you don't yourself have any. Embrace what is. Accept what is. You don't have a job and you have responsibilities. Do what is there. Do anything. Your family is your full responsibility, most especially when it comes to the children. You don't want to see your children suffer. Neighbors are the ones giving them food. While you've left home, neighbors are the ones who give them clothes. When the clothes for their children, get small, they know, take them to the other house, take them to the wife of so-and-so. She most definitely has something to do with them because they know your children are just there. It's the village to take care of them. You're still alive. It is very bad. Tomorrow, these children are going to grow. They're not going to remain young. They are going to be men and women in future. What is that? How do you want them to address you? How do you want them to treat you? How have you prepared your life ahead of the children? How have you prepared your life? Let us learn to be responsible. Men, be responsible. Take care of the children. I am here because of the children. Help them. Take care of them. The money you are wasting in taking alcohol, in giving other women, in doing what, those children are your blood. Tomorrow they are the ones to think about you. They're the ones to take care of you. You are investing. When you take good care of your children, it's like an investment. You are investing in them. Tomorrow, they are the ones going to help you on your way down. They will have to hold you so that you don't hit the ground, because you were there for them when they needed you most. Be responsible. Be there for your children. Children are crying. They are dying. Some even die in the hospital. because they cannot, they just cannot get treatment. They can't get, there's no money. There's no money. The father is there. Who's your dad? So and so. Some of you have high offices. You are men of really high profile. But when people look at your family, when people look at your children, it all leaves them wondering, why? Why would you want to be a laughingstock? Why would you do that to your own children? You think you're doing it to them? You're doing it to yourself, because that is your blood. Some deliberately just are home. They don't want to do anything. They're not looking for a job. Even when they have a job, they keep crying. There is no money. I don't have money. It becomes the national anthem in the house. Actually, it becomes the house anthem. So the woman gets used to it. When you return home, they'll never tell you anything because they know what the answer is. You never leave them with money. You never take care of them. And when they keep pushing you, you get angered, you get annoyed. You're gonna beat them. You're gonna begin throwing bitter words at them. So they decide to ignore you. They leave you. They let you be. Man up. Man up. Be a man enough to take care of your children. Be a man enough to be in your kids' life. They need you. They want you as their father. Don't make them cry. Don't make them wallow in poverty when you can still provide. Don't transfer the anger from their mother to the children. They are innocent souls. They are your blood, for crying out loud. Remember them in everything that you do. Know that they have to go to school. And not just any school. They have to attain quality education, because that is their future. You are building them. You are paving them up a straight path. Give them love. Show them love. Visit them if you don't stay with them. And if you stay with them, provide. Don't let them sleep hungry. While for you, you go out, you eat, you go to a restaurant, you order for meat, you sit and eat meat, you sit and eat rice, you sit and eat really very well, when you don't even know what your children are eating back home. Your children never eat meat. The only time they will see meat is when it's Christmas. It's when it's New Year. It's when it's Eid Day. That's when they will see meat in their plate, a piece of meat, because you even bought a quarter or a half a kilogram. Or actually, you even didn't buy. Their mother had to maneuver, had to look around. I'm sorry, I have to sip something. It's really hot here. That is very bad. Your children need you. Provide for them. Each time you are out there eating, ask yourself, are my children eating? You go to buy yourself a very good suit, a very good boot, a very good watch, a very good whatever you are buying. Mention it. Ask yourself, are my children dressed? I'm buying a boot. Do my children even have slippers? I am seated in this office. Am I giving my children quality education? Even if you are a border cyclist, provide. Even if you are doing whatever, any kind of job, provide. Every job, for as long as you earn something from it, is a good job. You can make the best out of it if you love it. If you passionately do it very well, you will make something out of it. You can never regret if you put in your all. I have seen people who have built posh houses, mansions, when they are doing petty jobs, the jobs other people call petty. They get something from them. And when tomorrow they come out to begin telling you how they got whatever they have, you call them motivational speakers, because you cannot believe what they are telling you can actually be true. When it's the case, everybody has a painful story to tell. Every person you are admiring today has a painful story to tell. You're not going to gain anything if you keep seated in your comfort zone. You have to get up, wake up, go hustle. Take care of your children. Nobody's going to do that for you. I have seen relatives. Relatives are the ones helping you. Your brothers, sisters, neighbors, well-wishers. They are helping take care of your children. When you are very much alive, moving around, you're healthy. You eat, you drink, you sleep. You don't care. You care nothing. That is very bad. It's really too absurd. You could think you're doing it to hurt your own blood, but I mean, it comes back to you. Some children are very bright. They are too bright when you see them. And you look at them and you talk to them and you wonder if they went to school, what they would become, who they would become. You are killing your children's future. Tomorrow, you may think you're doing it to them, but it comes back to you. Because now, as they keep on growing, they so much become your responsibility. Everyone is going to point fingers at you. Everyone would want to know who is their father. Who is the father of that girl? Who is the father of that boy who behaves like this, who does this and that? And then you begin getting ashamed. You start speaking whatever you want to speak. You weren't in their life when they needed you. You weren't there. And if they become successful, if their mother struggled, if their mother tried, if their mother was like my own mother, who never gave up on us, my dear, you will never love it. Because you will keep being ashamed, even when they don't say anything to you. Because they have succeeded. They have it. They could be not so rich, but they are fine. They are fine. And when you feel you're getting weak, you begin to imagine and regret why you did not help them, why you did not do this and that. If they become so rich and everyone is speaking about them, they are the ones making headlines in the papers. They are the ones doing the most important things. They have become important people in the country. How would you feel? You want everybody to know that's your son. You want everybody to know that's your daughter. But where were you when that child needed you most? Now that you want to swell around for everybody to know you are the father. Let's do and play our part so well. Let's do things rightfully at a rightful time. This is a calling to all fathers. Please be there for your children's future. Be there with them. See them grow. Be there with them. Help them. Help them for as much as you can. And if you cannot, let them know. Nobody's going to blame you. Nobody's going to say, why have you tried and failed? But everybody will be contented. Yes, he did his best. This is all he could do. We saw him struggle. He tried. If there is another person coming in to help your family or help your children, let that person start from where you've stopped, or let that person be an addition to what you are already doing, other than just taking up everything. And for you, you are just there to look on. Please do what is required of you.